And hello, so today I want to do something a little different from the other videos. I wanted to take a little pause for now, and uh, instead of keeping on writing code, I wanted to maybe do some refactoring. Let's read the code base all over, get a more global view, and also do some bookkeeping, trying to let's enter the tasks I have to do in using GitHub issues. So I want to open GitHub issues for mainly for now for features I want to fix, but I so I can start using it, getting a little more used to it because I'm not so used to it other than maybe searching GitHub issues on open source repos for some information or support, or to find an explanation or a solution to some bug. But here I want to use it for me to keep track of what I have to do and what I have to fix and all that. So I guess let's start by just reading the code, maybe for me to explain it out loud and get more sense of what's happening. At the end of this, I want the code to be more readable, more legible. I want you to be able to get somewhere in the code and know what's happening there, or at least know how to learn what's happening here. Um, maybe by separating some things into components, breaking down the files, even though they're only something like the biggest file must be something like 200 lines of code now, so it's not that big, but I want to organize it to uh, in something that seems logical and that's easier to understand. Maybe I'm over engineering things. Maybe I will just end up making the code base maybe more broken apart, but not much more legible. We'll see. It's an interesting thing to do either way. And after that, we'll get on. And maybe in the meantime, while I'm reading the code, some things will show up that that I'll want to fix or that I want to add. Features I know there are already some features I know I want to add, and we're going to add this all to GitHub issues. So let's get started. Um, so let's see what files we have here. So obviously images, we don't want to read them. These we don't want either. So we have the server. So obviously there's the server and the client. The server only really has the main.rs file. So maybe we could get started with the server because it's the smallest thing. In the client there are two Rust files. So I've already broken up a component, so the config page component, into its own module. So that's an example. There's a module for a config page, but the main page with the calendar is still in the main file and in the main.rs file. So this doesn't seem really normal because config page is a page and the calendar page is another page, and maybe there should be a module for pages and a module for components. We'll see. And other than that, in the client we have, so this we don't want to read. This is the index.html. There's not much to say about it. Yeah, there's not much to say about these other files. So this is mainly the Rust the Rust files we're interested in here, and it's normal because we use U as the front end, which is all in Rust, so there's only really Rust code here, which is great, by the way. So let's get started with the server. I know it's not that big, and I don't think I'm gonna have some many changes here, but let's see. So there are 67 lines of code. So this is a really tiny file. I don't think we need to break it apart anymore, but maybe there's some refactoring that would be interesting to do. So we start with the import, so that's not, we don't really care about this. Then we have the two const strings for the data files. I guess we'll just let that be for now. There's this type calendar here, and for now, I don't know. This is something I knew I should be. I knew from the beginning I have to. Well, it would be better to have some sort of common crate, which both the server and the client depends, and which is used mainly to declare types, things like types, structs, and things like that, to make sure that the types in the server, on the server side, and types on the client side are the same. And maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, because I know in the end there are some things in the calendar that we don't want. No, not in the calendar, but in applications I've already developed. I know there are things in on the server side you don't want to see on the client side. You don't want to send to the client side. There are private info that maybe some users only want to see. Are allowed to see. Or maybe there are private things that you don't want to send out. For example, if you serve an API for a user, you don't want the password hash to be sent out to the client, obviously, but you still want other information to be sent out to the client. So maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not. I don't know. Well, after all, the fact that for example, the password hash is sent to the client is really dependent on the. You can disable that by using Surday and setting a tag on the, like something like this. I don't know how it's called in Rust, how Rust calls it officially, but I think there's something like you can say Surday none or something to disable the sending this, serializing this. So yeah, maybe that's the way. For now, we only have this type calendar, which is shared by the client and the server. So let's maybe not. Let's not create a completely different crate for this right now. But I guess. I guess maybe later if we have. I don't know that much more types will be shared by the two crates later. But if this is the case, we could add a common crate that shares the types on both ends to make sure that keep the consistency on the types. So then we have this API, which opens the file and returns it as a file. It returns it directly. So this shouldn't really be an issue in the. What is it? The time slot. So yeah, the time slots. But for now, we only get the time slots. We don't set them. We don't modify them by API. as we do here with the calendar. And well, there's this there's this thing with using the file like this and just opening the file, writing the request, and having no mutex or things that prevents race conditions, which is really not great. So we need to modify this. So let's not get into what kind of text editor do we have here? Something like a notepad or something? No. Well, let's just open a new tab here and let's add. Let's just create a scratchpad for me to write the issues I'd like to add to GitHub issues later on. For now, let's just read the code, enter them in here, and I'll figure out how to use GitHub issues later on. So, this is, what I say, this is on the server. Prevent race conditions instead of opening the file directly in the request. Well, the problem is not really in the the problem is not really in the fact that we open the file in the request. It's just that we don't verify that it's not already in use. But let's just get this. Let's just write this for now. I know what I mean. I'll try to word it a little better when writing the issue. So this is quite as simple as it will get. I guess it's just serving a static file. This is also just serving a static file. So, and then there is this, which has a struct for the body of the request, representing the body of the request, and then we open the calendar file, read it, and parse it into JSON. Okay, and then so then we parse it as a calendar, which is a hash map, so we can insert the entry if there is something, or if it is set as none, we remove the entry. And after this, we create the file. Well, we overwrite the file if it was already existing. If it already existed. By the way, if this file doesn't exist, I guess this throws an error, which is not great. Maybe this will not. I don't think this will be a GitHub issue. I think it'll just fix this directly, but let's just write it down for now. So this is prevent error in Git APIs if file doesn't exist. Let's just write down that I don't want to create an issue for this. Okay, so this struct is necessary, although Well, yeah, it's used here, so I guess I can just use it inside. Well, create it inside here. I think, yeah. No, I can. Although it would have been great because this. Yeah, this would have been great, but can't find the type and it won't work. So I don't think it will work this way. So let's just keep it as is. So this should revert any change I did to this file. Let's wait on Rust Analyzer to do something. This is really slow. I'm wondering if I should change the processor on my computer, or the or maybe the hard disk, the hard drive, maybe switch to an SSD. I think this. Well, as I see this, I think the processor is really an issue here. There's also the RAM, which is not so great. Well, this whole computer is kind of old, but it has 12 gigs of RAM. But I think it's DDR3, so I didn't check the the speed of the RAM, but I guess it's much slower than some more modern RAM. Maybe I'll just get another computer altogether. I'd like to have something like a little a small computer, a small desktop computer. So a desktop computer, but it's just a little cube like this. Instead of a tower. I guess they're less powerful. Yeah, can they have something like a graphics card? It would be great for me to have a graphics card if I want to do some AI stuff, or some or recording. This uses this can use the NVENC encoder from NVIDIA on the graphics card, and it's much better. So I guess they don't really have a way to have some a graphics card, and maybe they're the portable ones, which are still great nowadays, but they're not as powerful as the tower equivalent. So anyways, let's keep on doing this. So well, yeah, this is great, although there is an obvious flaw here in the overwriting of the file without checking for race condition, but well. Okay, so this is logging. And yeah, we did want to add this to have the logs here. It's not logging much. This is info, so this is, yeah, I like this. It's not showing much output, so it's not too cluttered with this. Let me see, localhost. If I connect, it doesn't even show anything if I connect to if I send some requests. So yeah, I had forgotten about this this nav bar here, this fantastic nav bar. Okay, let's keep focused. So we initiate logging, and then we create the app with the services, and then we bind to this. this would be great to have. And yeah, this is an issue I'll add to add. Instead of having these as const strings and these here hardwired, hardwired into the code. It would be great to have them as command line titles, command line parameters. So add command lines, command line parsing to configure. So it will be host, port, and data files. No. Well, data directory, really, because we don't want to. We don't want to name each JSON file independently. We just want the the path to this directory. Okay, so I think that's it for the for the server the server part. Let's continue with this main client file, and there is this which is completely fucking up my syntax highlighting. So this is using the double these double curly braces here is completely it's destroying. Well, syntax highlighting doesn't work anymore when you use this, apparently. Is there some? Yeah, I guess we could reload the window. Maybe they fixed it in this version. Although I don't expect it. I don't really expect this. Yeah, it doesn't seem. This doesn't really seem to have been fixed here. And there are a ton of errors. But we just need time to leave time for Rust Analyzer to start. Okay, so let's keep on going. So again, we have the imports. So let's check the we have the imports. We have this module declaration and import. So then we have the app. We have time slots and the calendar. And then this is not really great. This is really not great. But anyways, we have this use future, which enables us to have an async thing here. And yeah, so this, and then this is not really great. This is not really legible, and this adds a lot of lines. Oh, sorry for this. This adds a lot of lines to the code for not much. Well, it's not that useful. Well, I guess starting by starting by removing this whole thing here should make it a little would it make the line short enough to be, yeah, so would it make the line short enough to get on a single line when formatted? Let's check that out. So we should use glue this request, yeah, and we can now remove this. Okay, it's a tad better, but it's still not that great. Saves us a line, but that's not that much. Okay, and yeah, so this is 245 lines of code. So this is a bigger file. It's not that big of a deal either, but it's still a bigger file. Yeah. Let's check if having types such as a calendar yeah, because this would make the code shorter and also a bit more readable. It's still not. So yeah, because this is 109 lines of code. Well, no, 109 characters, columns. So this is still too big. But I like the idea of having types here. So this is a calendar and this is time slots. And this is a hash map. So that here we can use time slots, and even here we can just use these types to to clarify what we want to create, what we want to create here, and why we're doing this. Yeah, so these we can do anything about them. Probably thinking too much about it. But I like this to not take up this much space, because, or at least have this in another function, because this is yeah, maybe have this in a separate function outside of the function component. Yeah, so we won't have. So we can create an async function, but we'll still have to use a. We can create a function it contains this. But but it would remove the need for this ugly type here, I guess. That is not even used at all, in fact. When is this? So use future executes it executes suspending while waiting. Awaits the future return from the first call to unit F and returns its result in a use future handle. Yeah. So I like the idea of separating this into a function, an async function. So we would have let's create it here. We'd have an async fn fetch data. Yeah, fetch app data. Something like this. And we'd have the return type, which is a result, which is this. But we can't use this in the return type, I think. And we can just copy this over. Yeah, we have that. Oh, that's right. We don't have these time slots in calendar anymore. Or do we... So this is just the unit type. I don't know, do we want to keep this and maybe... So maybe we could... Maybe we'd make it so that we can write something like time slots dot set something like fetch JSON, the API, the path, and we remove the error. Yeah, but then so this could work. So we just need to write a function. So called fetch JSON. Yeah, so this type would probably make it so that the closure knows which type it's this is, and this would still allow us to remove this ugly type here. So this would be great. This is something I want. I don't want this to be shown. It's ugly and we don't care about it. So this fetch JSON uses path, which is a string, and you just do this, and I guess this is just what you return, right? Fetch JSON. And we still have to Yeah, so this is the formatter. Yeah, we need to wait for the formatter. Really, why is this taking so long? I don't know why it's taking so long, right? Okay. It's even returned to a single line. What's the error now? This blah deserialize does not satisfy the following other type implements. Mm. What do you mean? Oh yeah, we need to wait. Yeah, we still need to wait. No, here. We still need to wait this. Okay. So we have API time slots. Let's do the same thing with API calendar. So we should be able to remove this. And this is calendar. Okay, can we... I don't know if this is this is not what I want, right? This is what I want is probably something like calendar.get, I guess. No, or is it? Yeah, it's use map, so I think it was current. And this we don't need anymore. And we return okay. Okay, let's restart. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. Okay. Well. Yeah, so we have format on save. Let's just cancel all these, save this file, and let's close and reopen VS Code because this is taking awfully long. Yeah, so of course starting up is also taking a long time. But this would make for a great thing, right? We just write this fetch JSON. This operation isn't safe, really. Well, let's give it time because yeah, I don't think this is unsafe. Yes, okay, so we have this hash map and we can just print it. Okay. Oh, operator has incompatible types. That's right. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know which. That's true. You don't know which type, because this means we are returning a type here, and we don't know which type it is. So yeah. Well, that's too bad. Can we? How can we do this? Huh. Ah, this is annoying. Yeah, we don't know the type of the struct we're returning here, so this means we'd have to box it, right? And yeah, that's not really something I want to do. Well, can't we just let path be this for runtime, requests on the path, setting this into time slots. Yeah, this works. And then we do the same thing. But for the calendar set this. Can this work somehow? And then we don't even need this to begin with. Is this the formatter just not running here, or is it okay? Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, there was something there was like a bug with the cargo format here. Just before I restarted the VS Code. So so this is what's taking up the whole space. Well, that's a good start. I like this. We probably could do better, but it's taking much less less space here. Oh, sorry. So the thing is, we still need to we still need these. We still need this, right? Consider giving this pattern a type where the type for parameter e is specified. Well, I don't really get why, because this is just an error. Yeah, but this is error from GlueNet HTTP, right? I'd really like to avoid having to specify the type here. So you await, new JSON. Or maybe we can do this here. This could be result. This blue net error. Okay. Ooh, this works. Fantastic. Yeah, I like this. I like this very much. So I guess we still need to. Yeah, so Rust Analyzer, the formatting is taking more and more time. So don't we need to? Oh no, because it's used here, right? So we don't even need to. Yeah, Rust Analyzer is formatting. Cargo format is taking more and more time here. Okay. Well, that's much better. Much better. I like this a lot, and we still get to keep these local names here and things like that. So yes, I very much like this. So we have this state, and maybe let's just can I would it help disabling? I have this Rust U extensions, which is made by this guy, which is really awesome. It's really awesome if you're doing U, because it helps with syntax highlighting inside the HTML macros, and this is really great. But maybe it's getting in the way here. I don't know. Maybe it's the extension. Let's try that. So we still need to give it time to reboot. To start, but sorry. And we're approaching February, so next month we'll see if in 3 days in 3 days we'll see if this piece of code here really works or not. But I guess it doesn't have really. Well, it must work, right? So. So I was saying, let's commit this. So this is just here, and this is. Oh no. So add this file. Ooh. Okay. Well. That's too bad. Well, let's just write the message here. So there's a refactor on the client. This is shorten fetching, data fetching in its sequence or something like this. Okay. Great. So let's move on. So this is the data which is fetched from yeah, this is the data which is fetched from the from the server. I'm having trouble to speak here because I'm thinking about something. These use map function, these use map hooks, they take in an initial value which is just a hash map, which is not an initial. It's not a closure like all the like the use state hook, which takes in a closure, which returns the initial value. I'm thinking about, well, if this use map I could just I could just have these two with if useMap could take an async closure, I just have this to fetch the time slots and return it, and then I wouldn't even have to do time slots.set because it just returned the initial value of this map. So yeah, well, for now we have to do this like this, and after all, we could separate these into their own thing. Well, let's not. Yeah, we could have two use futures, one for each of these, and have one request per use future hook, and maybe this would not be so bad, but well, this is the like this is not so bad either. So let's just keep it for like this for now. So then we have the selected time slots, the is editing toggle, the year and the month of the calendar. So this is these are things I'd like to just maybe get down in their own components, because I feel like I have a lot of global app state that I pass down to a global app state that I pass down to the components, but I don't really have a chance to get the component to have its own state and keep its own state on its own. Like the year and the month, for example, they could just be part of a calendar a calendar component, right? But I guess we also need them for something else. And even so, here we would need them in this use future. Yeah, we need them in this use future thing here. If we want to get, for example, just a single month at the beginning. Yeah. And maybe we'll want to add this in the future. I don't know. Let's just keep everything like this for now. So this is going to the previous month, and this is going to the next month. I'm wondering if there is really no option other than using cloning these here. This is not really so bad, but if we could avoid this, even if it's just hidden away, it would be kind of great because this takes up some lines of code, and it really it forces you to create a scope here, which is not bad at all, but it's we don't really need this. It doesn't add any information. Well, as long as you know that there is this clone happening because you need it, but in the meantime, the clone is just cloning an RC. It's not really it's not an important clone. It's a clone that has to happen, and it's not very costly. It's not costly at all, in fact. So let's let's check if there are some best practices or something like this to some are documented here. Using smart pointers effectively. To avoid cloning large amounts of data to create props when re-rendering. This could be yeah, this is what I was complaining about, right? Cloning so much stuff when passing them to in props. We can use smart pointers to only clone a reference to the data instead of the data itself. If you pass references to the relevant data in your props and child components instead of the actual data, you can avoid cloning any data until you need to modify it in the child component, where you can use rc make mute to clone and obtain a mutable reference to the data you want to alter. Well, this is nice. This brings further benefits in component change when working out whether prop changes require the component to re-render. This is because instead of comparing the value of the data the underlying pointer addresses, i.e. the position in the machine's memory, instead of comparing the value of the data, the underlying pointer addresses can instead be compared. So yeah, you can just compare the pointers, and since the pointers must be the same unless you've called this function to clone the data and to be able to modify it. Unless you've done that, the pointers are the same, so this can just compare the pointers, and this goes way faster. Okay. If two pointers point to the same data, then the value of the data they point to must be the same, and this is the beauty of Rust in some way. Note that the inverse might not be true. Even if two pointer addresses differ, the underlying data might still be the same. Yeah. To do this comparison, you'll need to use the RC pointer eq instead of just partial eq. Well, this is just for struct components. This optimization is most useful for data type, but the problem I'm having with this is that RC. Let's check. This optimization is most useful for data types that don't implement copy. If you can copy your data cheaply, then it isn't worth putting it behind smart pointers. Well, this is definitely not the case for the hash maps we want to pass around. Yeah, this is what's written here. For structures that can be data heavy, like vex, hash maps, and strings, using smart pointers is likely to bring performance improvements and also less cloning everywhere, which is really great. This optimization works best if the values are never updated by the children. Yeah, because you don't have to clone anything then, and even better if they are rarely updated by parents. Well, I guess if you don't do anything with your data, then the program is much faster. Yeah. This makes RCs a good choice for wrapping property values in pure components. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I understand this. However, it must be noted that unless you need to clone the data yourself in the child component, this optimization is not only useless, but it also adds the necessary cost of reference counting. Props in U are already reference counted, and no data clones occur internally. It must be noted that unless you need to clone the data yourself in the child component, this optimization is not only useless, but it also adds the unnecessary costs of reference counting. Props in U are already reference counted and no data clones occur internally. I don't know. I don't know what this means, but they convinced me by saying this. This is a great way to pass down components. Heavy data structures to components to children components. So we should probably use this then in in this here, right here. So yeah, because this is an RC, but I think the thing I was not aware of was the was the make mute. Well, we'll check that later. Let's keep on reading this because this is really interesting. Well, yeah, there are not much more things here, but yeah. For code readability reasons, it often makes sense to migrate sections of HTML to their own functions. Not only does this make your code more readable because it reduces the amount of indentation present, it also encourages good design patterns, particularly around building composable applications because these functions can be called at multiple places, which reduces the amount of code that has to be written. Yeah, in fact. Yes. View functions, yeah, I get it. Okay. Pure components are components that don't mutate their state, only displaying context and propagating messages up to normal mutable components. They differ from view functions in that they can be used from within the HTML macro using the component syntax SumPureComponent instead of expression syntax, and that depending on their implementation, they can be memoized. This means that once a function is called, its value is saved. Yeah, so if it's called with the same arguments more than once, it doesn't have to recompute its values and can just return the same values from the first function call, preventing re-renders for identical props. U compares the props internally, and so the UI is only re-rendered if the props change. Yeah, I guess. And then reducing compile time. Yeah, so if your application grows bigger and bigger, yeah, well, as an application grows bigger and bigger, you can just separate pages into different crates, because Cargo and Rust uses the crate as a compilation unit. When you change something in a crate, the whole crate is rebuilt, and this means if you have many things in your crate, it takes a lot of time to build, and as U uses makes an extensive use of proc macros, which take a lot of time to execute. This can easily take a lot of time. Reducing binary size, I don't really care about this. And yeah, but I like this this part about the smart pointers. I'll try this. Let's check if someone has written something like a blog post maybe, or yeah, I don't really want I don't really see anything else. I'd have to read actual code for this, but to improve my my actual good code, like, so from somebody who has great ideas about how to write great code using U. But let's just keep on with this for now. I guess something I saw here was that I'd like to maybe, let's just set this directly. Even though this sort of like ternary inline if-else statement, ternary operator like thing is not really great, but at least it doesn't take up 2 more lines. I wonder if there's an easier way to do this, like with the modulo operator. I'm thinking like, let's check. If I do, so 0 mod 12 is obviously 0, right? But 0 minus 1 it is minus 1. Yeah, but there was this there is another, yeah, modulus not remainder, and I just want the documentation. Well, this will not help. Yeah, this is rem Euclid. That's right. Calculus the least remainder, since for positive integers. Yeah, so I took this on usize, which is not the greatest idea I've ever had. But there's this rem Euclid thing here, and let's check I32. And this is done as if by the Euclidean division algorithm, given r equals self.rem Euclid RHS, self equals RHS times self.div Euclid RHS plus r. Yeah, and so yeah, this is showing, so this is rem Euclid we want here. And no, let's save. Can't call rem Euclid an ambiguous numeric type. Let's just say I32. And this is, yeah, this is 11. So we'd need to subtract 1 here and add 1 there. But if we do this, so we have 0. So this is simulating, like, we're in January, we remove 1, so we have, so yeah, so this is 1 minus 1. And so this is the actual, the current month. And this is simulating removing 1. So if we're in January 1, then we want 12. And this gives us 12. If we're in February, we want 1. Yeah. Okay. And if we're in December, we just want 11, so November. But if we're in December and we add 1, then we want 1. Okay, so this makes for a great and this is just doing this. This is just +0, right? And -1 is just -2. Yeah. Let's check if there is no other. Maybe there's a function that allows me to do this already. Probably not, I guess. Yeah, so these are things like this. This is just about the maximum capacity of the actual type itself. Diffcl. Okay. Well, this is nightly only, so I think I'm using stable here, and I like to use stable. So, yeah, no. Okay, but I guess we could use this to set okay, so this stays the same. We could turn this around, right? So if month equals 1, then we set the year to year -1. If month is different, but yeah, because I had that because I had this new year variable. Now that I just said it directly, I can just check if month equals 1, and then this means I'm going to have to wrap to the month before that. So we could just check this, and if the month is January, then we're going to wrap to the previous year. And this means we need to do this. So if month equals 1, you're set you're -1. Yeah, no. Okay. I guess we could just set month. I guess this makes much more sense, right? We could just set month to month -1. And then if month is 0, then we set year to year -1, and we set month to 12. To me, this is much more readable, right? I like this. So we remove 1 month from the month, and then if the month equals to 0, we need to go down a year and get to December. Okay, and this is the same thing here. Instead of removing a month here, we want to add one, and if we get to 13, then we want to wrap back to 1 and add a year. Okay, well, this is exactly the same number of lines now. So this didn't do anything in terms of It's even longer. Yeah, it's even longer, but it's to me it's much more readable. So it doesn't change much. It doesn't do much, right? I don't know that this was really necessary, but I think it's still better than to have this monstrosity here, which is really hard to read. Like this. In the end, maybe would it be possible to have some sort of closure which assembles these two, like you something like month update, which takes this and takes in a parameter like a delta, and delta is an I32. So delta is an I32, and we do so this is move, and we'd have to do this. So we set month to month plus delta, and then yeah. So if month equals 0 or month equals 13, then we can set month to month -1 dot rem Euclid yeah, no, we can do that. We can't do that, right? I don't think so. Okay, so rem Euclid 12 plus 1, and year is just plus delta. I forgot a semicolon somewhere. Yeah, here. Yes. Right. So why don't we put this into a new month now? I'm clearly over-engineering this. Well, I'm not over-engineering it, but I'm overthinking it. Right. Definitely. U32. So this we still need to do this? No. What's month? Month is a U. No, as I32. Or I can use something like add not checked add, maybe wrapping add or saturating add. Yeah, saturating add, definitely. Saturating add signed. This is great. And this takes in an I32 and returns a U32. Type U32 cannot be dereferenced. Oh, because this is already dereferenced. Yes. So we can just do this. Right? So month.set, month.saturating add signed, delta. Yeah, so this works for a delta. I'm just thinking about, like, what if we... This should work for a delta up to 12. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, so this, we don't want to do this. Isn't there a sign, yeah. Yeah, so this is what we want to do. Or in fact, what we actually want to do is yeah, okay. So yeah, so I'm writing this with the delta being a number, well, delta being either -1 or 1. Because if we go further than this, but it could be helpful, like we could have here, yeah, well, this doesn't work. Oh, yes, we don't even have the, so it should work, right? But yes, the servers stopped here. Let me run them again. Okay. So here we have these buttons, but we could also have other buttons with like a double symbol, which take you a year back or a year forward. And but we need to take into account this here. Well, I guess it should work. Right. Yes, because... Okay, so let's not set saturating add there. Let's create a new month. Which is month as I32 plus delta. So this new month is an I32. Okay, so it will be 0 or negative if we're overflowing in the previous month, like month before January, and it will be 13 or more if we're overflowing after December. So we can check if the new month is going like greater, less than or equal to 0. So if it's, But let's check it a bit differently. Let's check. It's just a matter of taste, but I like to check if it's greater. Well, if in this this right here, this becomes an and now we have this. So if month is, so this is essentially writing if month is between 0 and 13. Oh well, so the actual bounds are between 1 and 12 now. Okay. So this is essentially saying if month is between 1 and 12. Okay, so this is the good case. This is not the case we want to avoid here. Well, this is not what we want to check here. So I could just negate this. Or I could just reverse. Yeah, so let's just reverse this. So if month is less than or equal to 0, or, well, do we even need the I'm thinking we don't even need the check. Let's try and do without the check. So then, this is not going to work. But let's try. Let's keep on trying. This is interesting to think about the maths behind this. So our new month. So because it is allowed to go negative or greater than 13, less than 1 and greater than 12, we know if we need to change year, right? Because if this is negative or this is greater than 12, then we go to the previous or next year. But we could even take this further, and like if I go 24 months back, I need to get 2 years 2 years before this. But how do I know this? Because for the month, it's actually quite simple here. This should be working like, for example, let's check. We're in January, and we go 12 months back. This goes in January. But how do we know? Like, this is the next month, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is not month. This is new month then. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is this part, and then I'm just removing one, rem Euclid to 12, and adding one after that. Yes. Okay. Which part of this? So rem Euclid should return a U32, right? No, it doesn't. Ooh. Do we have something? No, we don't have anything which does. What, isn't this supposed to always return the positive number? Least non-negative remainder. This is always a U32. So we could just as U32 this without much risk. So this should be setting the right month. But what we want now is to determine how many years we need to go back. So because there's the case in which this is really getting complicated right now. Or can we use the difference between the new month after this and the calculated one? Like here, let's write this as it is in our code. This is new month. This is 1 minus 12. So 1 minus 12, it's 11, right? No, it's negative 11. So this is what's interesting, because then if I use new month here, well, let's not do this, let's print it. No. Print line, new month. I guess I could just debug it. No, I need to do this. Okay, there's a small typo here. Okay, so this is negative 11, and the actual new month is 1. And the difference between them is what's interesting here. Oh, so we need to. So this is somewhat called month here. So yeah, the difference between them and in what. So maybe the new month minus the actual month. No. So we have minus 12. And yeah, this is essentially the delta here because we are starting out at 1. But what's interesting here is if we started in if we start out in April, delta is minus 12. Yeah, everything is always minus 12. Yeah, we always get the delta, right? And if we do this now, right, this doesn't help at all. Because the thing is here, if the delta is like something like minus 4, oh, what's happening here? Well, maybe this is where it's interesting, right? So this is new month minus month. Yeah, so if yeah, so because so this is the thing. If we didn't change year, the difference between them is 0. That's right. If I go to 12 minus 3, whatever this is, this difference will be 0. Then if I'm in March and I go back 6 months, the difference is minus 12 here. Yes, because this is always wrapped. This is always wrapped. So whatever it is, we always have minus 12, except if we go enough months back for it to wrap 2 years, right? Oh, so this is not enough yet. But if I go 16 months back, since I'm in March, so let's say I'm in March of the year, let's say March of 2024. I go 12 months back. I'm in March of 2023, and I now go 4 more months back, and I'm in March. I'm in December or November of 2022. So this should be negative 24. Yes, so this is what we want, because then if we apply something, so how is it called? We have like div Euclid. No, what do we want here? We want in other words, the result is self divided by RHS rounded to the integer q such that so this is well in fact it will always be multiples of 12, I guess. What's the problem here? No, I wasn't here. I was here. So let's just divide this by 12, right? And we have minus 2. And this is the difference. This is the delta for our year. Yes, this is great. Okay, so we're go 14 months back, and now it's only a year. Okay, I love this. I love this when things go well. I thought it would never be possible to get this like that, but it is. So month.set. So we set the new month by wrapping around. And now that we've wrapped, the difference between this and this is a multiple of 12. It must be a multiple of 12. So we just... So this is year delta. Year delta is just the new month minus this month. And yeah, we need SI32 here. And now we can set the year to year plus year delta. So yeah, so this divided by 12. And this year plus year delta. And year is an I32, right? Okay. So yeah, this month update it takes in the delta, and it should be should be right. Okay, I'm saying. Well, I'm also here to do some light refactoring, but okay, let's try this out. Let's try this out. Where do we use next month? Here. So now we'll need to have a closure inside there, which discards the event and calls month update. And this is the next month button, so this is month update plus 1. Or maybe not plus, but just 1. Okay. Is it really that simple? And here we need the same thing, but using -1. Okay, and these can be commented out for now. Yes, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, maybe a move here will fix things up. Use of move the value month update. Can I clone it before calling it? Like this? Oh, but it's yeah, but the clone is already inside the. It's too late. It's already moved. Yeah. So. So what's preventing us from doing just this like that here? Month update is borrowed here. May outlive borrowed value. Month update. Yeah. So borrow month update, and this is a problem. So yeah, we need this to be a callback. We'd need this to be a callback, or maybe, just maybe. So if we create this, because this is already what's done here, so let's check out how it's done there. So we still have a clone beforehand. But this is because it's in a... Yeah, so this is what we want, right? That's right. Okay, this is what we want, because this is calling the emit function here. It doesn't move the... it doesn't move the time slot on the click function. Or maybe it does. Let's check this out, because... Yeah, maybe it won't work like this. Let's check out. So callback from this, and now we can just emit this like that, and we move. Yes, but here the month update is already... There's the same problem here. And if you clone it here, it doesn't fix this, because it's moved here anyways. Yeah. I'm thinking about this, but I don't think there is a way to do this properly. Although I'd like to have okay, well, this is the editor. Tell. I wanted to set this in dark mode, but well, okay. So I'd really like to check a code example which shows me a better way of doing this. I don't think this query will get us anywhere, but ctx at link.callback. So this is getting callback, and this is just setting the callback here. Yeah. Oh, there's this use callback. Right. Get an immutable reference to memoize callback. Its state persists across renders. It will be recreated only if any of the dependencies changes value. Memoization means it will only get recreated when provided dependencies update change. This is useful, yeah. So I know this. Perhaps the callback that emit. This is a callback. And this callback depends. Oh! Move E counter. Yeah, the thing here is that a callback is never used twice here, but we just use the callback like this. So could it be used to remove well, could it be used to remove to at least simplify things? I don't know what this what does this do? I have no idea. Okay, this callback depends on nothing, so it's only created once. Then my component will be re-rendered only once, even when you click the button multiple times. So this creates a callback. Okay, let's try this. First, let's try and do this, like let mont equals use callback. So it depends on nothing. And this is the function. What's the problem here? Okay, so we don't need this. Closure expected to take 2 arguments. What are the 2 arguments then? F in what? Name? Okay. I don't I don't understand. Yeah, this is more readable. FN. Maybe closure. No, closure is expected to. So this closure is expected to take 2 arguments. Yeah, this is right. And D is partial eq plus static. Okay. So name and E. Yeah, because so what's here on callback is used directly here. And it takes E, but it also takes a counter. So I guess this is what is being demonstrated here is that we can use this on events. Well, this is great, but we still want to. So this can take something we need to modify. Okay, I don't really understand what's the purpose here, but let's just add an empty element. Or maybe this is the first argument. Yeah, this should be the first argument here. Yes, this is better. And here then but emit this method calls the callbacks function. Let's check out what's on callback here. Here, what can we do on callback? Maybe we can bind it. Ooh, no. So is it a new? Yes. Okay, what can we do? Reform creates a new callback from another callback in a function that when emitted will call that function and will emit the original callback. Whoa, that's a mouthful. Okay. Creates a new callback. Creates a new callback from another callback in a function. When emitted, will call the function, and only if it returns some value will emit the value to the original callback. So how can we use this? Because this returns a callback, so that's what we want, right? I think this is what we want, but I'm not too sure. Because this returns the value, but this returns another callback, and we want another callback, so maybe this is what we want. So what do you say we do month update. So is it dot reform? So this returns in, and this is the in of the callback. So this would make sense that when emitted will call that function and will emit the original callback. So we need to reform it. just returning -1 here. Closure is expected to take 1 argument. Okay, so this takes in the argument, but this is where we discard the event, right? Can you tell us this? No. No. Why are these? Is it the? Oh, so this is a problem right here. Yeah, maybe this is where we should. This is where we should pass in month and year, right? No. Okay. I'm having a hard time with this, but I guess the use of this is not like we could just do it like this. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking very well right now. It can also be used for events. This callback depends on the counter. Let's just not do this then. Let's have something like this and write just like before, clone these two. Because yeah, so this takes in the counter, but on callback just never gives it the counter. Or maybe this must be the dependency. Oh, maybe this must be the same thing as the dependency. So we can pass in dependencies. So this, yes. So this depends on month. Let's check this out. So this, let's say this depends on month and year. Yes, so this is expected to take this. Okay, so this is the value of month and year. And these are the two use state handles. And now we can do this. So now this is a problem. Non-primitive cast. Oh, right, because this is a reference. Ah, this is because yes, this is why there is this double dereference right now. Just now. Okay, and this is right here, and this is the problem. Okay. Okay, so this almost worked. Well, what's this? Yes, so this is normal. What's the problem now? Here, right? What are you saying? Oh, this is old. Well, this compiled. And it works! Well, is that changing the year? It is not changing the year. What's happening here? So let's say we're in January and then we just remove one. The difference is still... Oh, but the difference is -1 here? Yeah, no, the difference is -1 because it's divided by 12, but the year should go down 1 year, right? This year dot set year delta. But I really like this, and this sets the month using the new month. But then is the problem that this month is not set yet. Well, this shouldn't cause any problem. But I really like that this is working right now. I really like that you can just do this. This is so much better than anything I was doing before. I just discovered this, and this is so much better. And this coupled to this use callback, this use callback. Yeah, because essentially it still reduces. It manages to reduce this this here. It's just you just pass it right here. You can pass a tuple if you need more than one. If you need to depend on more than one state. This is fantastic. This is really well thought. Okay, so let's see. What should we call this? Let's call this month delta. Wow. Yeah, this is really not a great name, but I just want to test this. So, and this would be new month. So this is the actual new month. And here we want to set month to new month. Okay, I'm really happy with how this is going. So month delta -1, this. We set the new month, and then we just want month delta minus new month. And we still need to convert this to an I32. And then year delta. So month delta minus new month divided by 12. And we set this. Okay, is this better? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's just check if I wanted to add a button that goes 12 months back. So this is January 2024. This is in 2023. This is 2022. Okay. And this, if we go to February, yes, this is awesome. Yeah, and it still works going forward, right? Okay. This is awesome. I love this. Look at this. We just now have one callback. Which is doing all the work. It's really clean. Yeah, so we still need to work on this, on the naming here. So this is used here and there. Yeah, and we really can't. can we do this then? Okay, I think this is great. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think we won't escape the double dereferencing here, but it's not that bad. It's not really that bad. So I think the problem here I was having before was that when I set month here, let's do a test. So if, let me just check something. Okay, sorry. So this, yeah, I just wanted to get this to where? Here? Yeah, here. Okay, so this will be before, and we want month. This is after, and we still want month. And I think in the midst of this function, we don't get to use the new updated values of the handles, and I think this is because this is normal, because this would mean that we will have to no, it's strange. Okay, let's check this. Yeah, before one, after is one still. Yeah, so we don't, if we set the month here, we don't get the new value updated right here, so we have to use temporary values whenever you, well, if we need to use them, and yeah, if we need to use them. So let's maybe check, let's call this month after delta. Yeah, I'm really not convinced here. But I guess this solves it, right? Yeah. Let's just set this like that for now. It's much better. So I can remove these two. I don't have any cloning of the callback to do. I don't have any problem here with the events. I can just do this. So the reform keyword here is what I needed. The only time I've used something that resembled this was in JavaScript, and this is called bind. Well, this is not exactly bind. It's really a better bind. This is really great. I don't know where they got this reform key, this reform word name for the function, but it's a bit strange, I guess, but it's fine. It works really well. Okay, so here, so we not only have one function to do this all, which can also go any number of months back and forth we want, but we use it way better. So let's commit this now. Refactor. This is on the client. And the refactor client clean callbacks for moving month. This is not a great name, but it's really hard naming things after all. So this I really like. So I guess we should try to do the same here. So let's try. So this is time slot on click. So we do this. The dependencies. So the dependencies doesn't have it here. The only dependencies is the selected time slot state. So we don't have to use a tuple. We just need we can just set this right here, and we have. Is it necessary to have this move right here? How is it done here? Yeah, it's move. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. So this is a move, and this is taking. We don't care about. Oh no, we need an ID. Yeah, we need an ID. Okay, so let's keep this ID string, and we get to use selected time slot. Okay. Not this. Add a semicolon here, and in this closure we can just do everything that's in there. Could have just copied this. Oh yeah, no, I don't need parentheses here because this is not a tuple. Okay, and so I guess this works. But this shouldn't. No, but yeah. So selected time slot is an use state handle option string. What's the problem already with using this like that? Type bool cannot be dereferenced. Well, no, not this here. Cannot move out of dereference. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this uses self. Isn't this the problem here? Returns true if the option is a sum and the value inside of it matches a predicate. Isn't there some other way? Well, maybe just a function which takes a reference to self and not the whole self. I guess this is because this is the problem here. Option. So, yeah, so is sum end uses the self here and not this. Is it normal? It's probably normal, right? Map or else. OKR. Yeah, we don't have. Yeah, so we want to check Can't we do this with a match? Like match selected time slot. So if some ID sorry, okay. Some ID, and then we'd have a guard here, so we can't call it, we can call this ID. Let's call it time slot, and let's check ID equals time slot. Well, time slot equals ID, really. Then we want this, then we want selected time slot. Why isn't dot set none? Oh no, not this. How is it? Let me check. Rust match. I don't think I've ever used a guard, a match guard. Oh, this is if, yeah. I don't think I've ever used a match guard in my code. This is the first time, I think. Okay, and if there's anything else, so that's just translating this code here. So if this is sum and this time slot is equal to the ID, this should be selected then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's go. We even have the name for this. So sum selected if selected equals ID. Then we want this. Else we want to set. So if there is anything else, we want yeah, this, and we want to set this to this. Well, to call this. Let's remove, well, let's just comment this for now. Okay, I don't want you to move out of the reference. Yeah, I see. So yeah, so here, this is moving out of the reference. Oh, but can't we just? But this is why there's ref, right? Because this is ref. Okay, and we can. Will this work? Oh, selected time slot dot clone. Maybe this is what's causing all this. This builds? Wow. This is great. So we've gone from this to just these lines of code. We're using a match, and I really like that. Like here we have this line which is practically empty, whereas here we have some more horizontal code. I like it when oh well, this is this is really pushing it, having the yeah, but I guess since this is only one match statement, we can just use this. Okay, I really like having these not long, but the lines are full. They are not more than 80 characters. 80 characters long, but at least they're here for something. Like this line, not only did it do something completely useless, but it was taking up space for practically nothing. So we can remove this. Okay, and we. So here we have all this time slot.clone and this here, but so I know we can at least since this is now a callback. Well, this was already a callback, but so I could have already do this beforehand, but I didn't know about it. So reform. This takes an unused event. Okay, maybe we need to move then. Yeah, because this is just a constant, but here we need to clone, so I can move the clone. So since it's already a clone, maybe this is really great. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so no, I can't just cannot move out. Yeah. So can I do time slot that clone now? Probably not either, right? Yeah, this is the problem here. So I think we'll keep that like this for now. But this is already great. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Well, I don't really like this, but yeah. Yeah, so this is transforming. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't like that I have to do all this, but let's go one step at a time. This is already fantastic. Like, look at this diff. This is removing so much code, so much useless code. I like this. I love this. Okay. So yeah, let's. This use callback, I didn't understand it at first, but now that I think I've got it, and it is fantastic. It's just fantastic. So this is also refactor. I'm loving this. I should go and eat and go to sleep after that, but I just love it so much that I I keep on doing this, although I should really get on with my life. Make time slot on click shorter. Well, okay. So, and we have yet another callback. We can change to use the use callback function, the use callback hook. Although this is already quite a big, yeah, this is quite a big function, but I guess I'm going to use callback now whenever I can. So because this is at least it's going to remove all this. So this is already shorter, right? So this is the first argument, and the second argument. So we need a comma here, and the second argument is the closure, and oh, so it's taking a date. and it's taking this, but without the clones. Okay, so if not is editing, but is editing is a is editing is yeah, it's here. Okay, I don't know why I didn't see is editing here. Okay, so we have this. Okay, and now we want to close this. Use map handle. Use map handle. Okay. Oh yeah. I need to. So I want to remove this and add this maybe. Cannot apply unary operator. Yeah. So this is what you want. So this is even uglier. Okay. This is really even uglier, but oh well. And this works. So it didn't really do as much good here compared to the other ones because these were really short. This is much bigger. So unless I get some way of so I don't need this anymore. Yeah. So spawn local, async move, let body format. Oh yeah, and this is not causing us any more problems with syntax highlighting. I guess this is because I remove. Well, I don't see how. Yeah, maybe it was the Rust U highlighting extension I had, but I don't have the latest version, so I really don't have the latest version, by the way. So I should probably update it. Maybe they fixed this problem in a more recent version. So this is the body, and I shouldn't even be doing this in the first place at all, because I should really be using Surday. But there was this thing I couldn't manage to do, so okay, so as dref, why do I do this instead of just doing something like that or that? Can it move out of the reference? Yeah, so selected times. Oh, because this is here. Okay, yeah, selected time slot. It's a. Maybe this? No. Can't we just do this though? Can it move out of the reference? Oh yeah, but this is the. Yeah, the data moved here. I'm really starting to understand what I'm doing here. I like this. Okay, so I just wanted a reference to a time slot. I don't even know how it's possible. So this is actively taking a reference to the inner value of this thing, because I'm doing toString on a reference to a string. This is strange, but I can't dereference it because this would be moving it, but this would just be a clone then, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is not much, but it's something already. This is really, really ugly. I should try again and use. Let's check this. So client. Yeah, because I'm doing all the refactoring on the spot, as I said I wasn't going to do, but well. So day on click. Well, this should really be factored out in another function altogether, I guess. Would I be able to do something like use callback? Well, I don't care about the... No, I don't want use callback here. Question is, how do I pass on these... Yeah, so I guess... Oh, this is fancy. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Yeah, well, let's just... I'm wondering... So... day on click, yeah. Oh, and isn't there... How is it used too? Because yeah, it's here. Okay, so no, it's passed down directly as is. Okay. So refactor client use callback for day on click. Okay, and I also want to try and move this to a... So let's have an async function, which is called... Oh, well, this is really this part which should be... Yeah, this is the part which should be factored out. This should stay here. But this wouldn't do much good, right? But it would still be something. So date. So we have date, which is a naive date. So this is an async function. Post or maybe update calendar. Yeah, something like update calendar, which takes in a date and the selected time slot, which I just really want the string part. So I want this selected. Well, I don't even want to know that it's a selected time slot, and this is an option string, right? And this will be returning nothing. Yeah, this just crashes. So this returns nothing, in fact. Yeah. Okay, and we do this. So we can put this here. Okay. So this time slot, we don't have to deref it, right? We just want this, and okay, this built. I'm quite surprised, but okay. Update calendar, we pass it down the date and the time slot, which is the selected time slot that we dereference, and we await this. Yeah, so this moves okay, and setting as dref here would work. No, mismatched. Well, this works, right? That's right. Would it work like this? No. Okay, let's... I don't understand why this should work like this, but okay. Okay, so I like this better. And I think we won't be able to do much more. But this is this is essentially an API call which I can get to. For now, let's leave it just under this. But eventually this is going to go to another file on its own, like an api.rs file, which holds functions which just perform raw API calls that don't need to care about states and all this. We just want API calls, functions able to do API calls like the HTTP request, and that's all. And you can pass them normal types, no use map handle, no state handle, all this. We just want normal data going into the API. And maybe now we could... So I really don't remember what the problem was with Surday. So that's what I want to... That's what I wanted to... So update calendar. Retry using Surday to serialize the body of the request. There was something about the version, I think, the versions of the yeah, I think it was about the versions of the different libraries, but because here in the client we don't depend on Surday directly, but is it glue or you? I'm wondering then if glue. Yeah, no. Render, storage, utils maybe, format. Yeah, no, there was something colliding here, but well, it's not an issue for now. Okay, I've been at this for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't. Oh well, it's really getting late. But I love this. I love doing this. It's I'm really taking my time here, which is why it's taking me so long to do anything. But I really love this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this was only used like this, so no problem about this. Yeah, this is nicer. This is definitely nicer. So it also shows that what we're doing here is that we're just waiting for update calendar to be performed before updating the local the local data here. Okay, like this. Let's commit this. So this is refactor client. Put API call to update calendar and its own function. Yes, I had this. No, I had this trick. What was I doing here? So this is 70. Yeah. This is too long of a line. But well, I don't care about this right now. I need to go on with my life because this is really taking me too much time. Okay, okay. So this is the on-click handler, which got a lot shorter right now. So this is really great. Toggle edit mode. How is it used? It's used like this. So we can use callback here, although it's not really necessary, but let's just do this. Yeah, here. No? Oh no, I need to close this then here. Yeah, this is a little shorter. And then we can just do this. Although we have a use toggle somewhere, I guess, I think. Right. Yeah. Oh, but this is a toggle. Use bool toggle. That's what I want. And you can toggle that toggle. This is what I want, right? So is editing instead of this. Let's have use. There's this use async thing here. There are too many things I can look at. Okay, yeah. But what I really want to do here is just toggle this. So is editing. Isn't there some just like doing something like this, like is editing toggle? Yeah, we don't care about this anymore. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, because it borrows. So we need to move it, but clone it beforehand. And yeah, we use it here, so no. This is a bit. This is a little bit stupid, but it's going to work. So, refactor client use bool toggle for is editing. Yes. Now the HTML part of all this, and I think I have to stop here. I'll have to stop. But I'm really liking this, but I need to stop at some point. Yeah, so I can always create components, but yeah. I don't really like the idea of creating many components, many small components for practically nothing. As they're kind of hard to manage. Although there's this, which is but maybe there's no need to do this anymore. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, this is something. Let me check. Oh, this is nice. Can't I do this? No, I can. Okay. This makes sense. Well, I could use the yeah, but no. This is the right way to use this. Is some end, but before this here, this is the great way to use a match in this case. But here, since we only want the boolean, the boolean, then we can use this here. Okay, so I take it I can't just remove this because okay, yeah, because and in use time slot here, right? Yeah, because there's this thing of moving this. No. Okay. Well, refactor client move useless clone. Is there anything? Yeah, so this is also something. Oh, maybe this is because of the. So let's test this. So let's say here I want an RC of this hash map. Okay, so first I need to import it. Okay, but now this is complaining about this, but I can create an RC here, right? But what's the problem? Okay, this is a ref. Well, maybe here's the downside of using. So, can I use? Should I add this ref here? Okay, but now there's this lifetime specifier. So this is here. Maybe this? No, definitely not. No method named as dref. Let's check this out here, because autocompletion is not working well. Inside the HTML node, I removed this the U extension. Clear the map. Clone returns a copy of the value. Yeah, but this is strange. Update. Borrow. Do we want borrow? Maybe we want borrow. Maybe not. Who can say? Yeah, no. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how I can do better on this. On these two, well, after all, these are refs. But these clones, they get a hash map, so I don't know. I think this clone does clone the entire hash map. Well, let's keep on going. Yeah, I need to go. Yeah, I'll stop this for now. So I've not done as much as I would have liked to. I would have really liked to get started using GitHub issues and get started using GitHub issues. But I've done some great refactoring that I really like. I really like how this went, and I'll be sure to keep using this especially this use callback hook is really fantastic. It really and the reform function on the callback, which you can use to avoid having all sorts of callbacks and clones everywhere. Okay, well, bye bye.